You good?
Yeah.
Cool. Yep.
Welcome back to the Dime Comic Bros podcast. I was able to beat Colin saying that because he's not here tonight. Haha.
Nah.
I'm Jacob. I'm one of two hosts tonight, the other being Spencer. Hello.
What's up, dude? Yeah, Colin is not here like the baby man, the little baby man that he is.
To be fair, he's being an adult this time.
That's what I was doing, but
It's the
I still
first
shut
time in like the year and a half that we've been doing this show. But we can allow him one.
Isn't it like the only reason he's ever bailed? Pretty much.
No.
There's like one other time he just didn't want to do it, and that was it.
I'm pretty sure the last time was because Halo Infinite multiplayer leaked early.
Maybe. I don't know. That sounds like more like a me thing to do.
It
but
does.
I haven't been.
You haven't.
I've been smart. So we don't have Colin this week, so it's going to be a little bit less chaotic.
Yes. We're both sitting here smoking a cigar.
I wish.
We're about to pour a little bourbon.
I'm getting too excited, man.
Calm down.
No.
Why buy a comic that might cost more than a dime? Come meet the brothers who are here to waste your time.
Yeah, so we had a bit of some shenanigans to just jump right into the news. Disney Plus Day for 2021 came out, so I'm just going to run through the list real quick. So we got a first look at Moon Knight, first look at She-Hulk, first look at Miss Marvel. What If Season 2 was announced. That was kind of already announced before anyways. A series based on Echo, who is debuting in Hawkeye, was announced. Agatha, House of Harkness was announced. Spider-Man Freshman Year was announced. An animated Marvel Zombies property was announced. An X-Men 97 animated series revival has been announced. We got a new look at I Am Groot, a new look at Ironheart, and a new look at Secret Invasion.
So I kind of want to take each of these one at a time.
Cool.
Moon Knight. We just watched the trailer.
Heckin' sweet.
Yeah, it looks very Daredevil-ish.
But just a little tidier.
Yeah.
It looks like that's
like
about
it.
It's probably as edgy as Disney Plus is going to get.
Yeah.
So I'll take it.
Yep. Maybe we'll even get Daredevil in it.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be
great.
cool?
That'd be friggin' sweet. The suit looks really cool. I remember when there was a leak a few months ago, and it with like the weird like kind of like mummy looking thing, and I think Colin was actually down with it, which was kind of surprising. But it does look pretty cool in motion, and I like the fact that he's already very clearly doing different voices for his different personalities. It seems very clean cut, which is cool. First look at She-Hulk is fine.
I'm excited. It's been a long time since we've had anything Hulk specific.
Yes,
and I mean, I want more Hulk anyway. So
yeah, same. I think it's also going to be so mild spoilers for Shang-Chi. The end credit scene, we don't know exactly when in the timeline it takes place, but it shows some of the Avengers there, and Bruce Banner is back to being Bruce Banner again without his arm injury. So someone, I think it was one of the writers or whatever, was like, yeah, we kind of jumped the shark on that, and because they
jumped what?
Jumped the shark, jumped the gut, whatever the fuck. They went a little bit further ahead than they probably should have when they did that, because they had more story potential to glean. There have been some like rumors of a potential Planet Hulk thing, which I don't know if that'll work anymore, but whatever. Like, there's more potential to be gleaned, and it looks like this is taking place between those two events, which would be cool because he still looks like Professor Hulk in this. It might be taking place further backwards, but we never saw that, and that always bothered me because on the one hand, in Endgame, I'm like, oh, it's cool, like massive status quo change or whatever, and then it's like, but that's what I always wanted from Hulk. That's why I really liked the freaking 2008 Incredible Hulk movie. It's like, it's actually fairly contemplative and shit, like. It's not exciting by today's standards, but like that, he's way more interesting on his own, honestly.
I'm pretty sure Peter's about to break down my door because you said jump the shark.
First look at Miss Marvel. There's one thing that's really bothering me, and it's the fact that they're changing her powers, and I don't like that. It's not like stretchy, which is lame, and it's like crystal jewel explosion shit. Like, we have so much of that already.
Weird.
And that's really weird, but the rest of it looks kind of cute.
I really hope that the inclusion of Kamala Khan, right?
Yeah.
That's her name? In the Avengers shit video game that came out like a year or two ago, like, doesn't ruin the reputation of the show.
Yeah, probably. It probably won't. She's been a bit of a The controversy, thank God, which never should have existed, has kind of calmed down around this fucking character. Thank God. I did hear she was fairly well handled in the game, though. I haven't played it yet.
I don't know. It looks awful.
It looks pretty rough, especially with how that Spider-Man's looking. Oh, yeah. Dear Lord.
It seems awful.
What If Season 2, we kind of already knew was coming because they
that.
pushed like half the season into next season, apparently, because COVID or whatever.
Really?
I find it weird that we're getting an announcement for Echo before we've met the character in the MCU.
When you said Echo series announced, I was thinking Uncle Echo from Bad Batch. So it confused me that we're gonna meet them in Hawkeye first. So
yeah, I don't remember if it's an original character or not. There are very strong rumors that this is basically going to be a backdoor Daredevil reboot, which would be weird to do it in a different show. But if they're gonna do it, then
I've seen a lot of rumblings about those rumors, and I haven't clicked on a single one.
Yeah. Agatha House of Harkness is not a horrible name. It's derpy, and I like it. This I thought was kind of expected.
Yeah.
It felt like when she was in the show, I'm like, there's so much more to be gleaned here.
I'm pretty sure we already knew that she was getting a spin-off show.
Yeah, I think it was rumored ages ago. We just didn't know if it was actually going to end up moving forward or not. Spider-Man freshman year is everything wrong with Disney and Sony's handling of Spider-Man. I hate this in concept, and I'm gonna fucking hate it in execution.
I thought the logo was implying it was spun off from the Spider-Verse cartoon, maybe?
Nope, it's MCU Spider-Man, but in high school, which we've already had enough of him in high school already, and it's animated, and they're backpedaling because people, meaning Spider-Man Twitter, is butthurt that they didn't do an origin movie, or they're avoiding parts of the origin, which at first I think we were all pretty down with. In like Civil War, it was like tiptoed around, it was fine, and now it's like, all right, what even is this Spider-Man anymore? You know, it's missing a lot of stuff, and they're backpedaling. But they're going to do more of the same shit. It's him in high school with, like, mostly the same characters, and it's animated, but it's in canon. It's stupid.
All right, calm down. Animated Marvel Zombies, I'm excited for.
I'm hoping it's a spin-off of What If, and we're going to continue down that rabbit hole, because that looked pretty cool. Apparently, Robert Kirkman had no idea this was coming, which is stupid.
I'm confused because the logo for it, the O for zombies, has the logo for Carnage.
Yeah, that was really weird. I have no idea why the hell they're doing that.
It's interesting, and I kind of hope it leans into that, to be honest.
That could be cool.
Carnage zombies could be really cool.
Yeah. I was never a massive fan of X-Men 97, but it was really good, especially for the time. It was important and innovative and all that fun stuff. So it's cool that it's getting revived.
Of course, somebody made the meme where Wolverine's laying on his bed looking at a picture of the logo for X-Men 97.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I honestly cannot wait until more controversy gets stirred up about this thing and people are going to scream about it like being woke or whatever. I'm going to laugh so fucking hard.
And then he will raise his fixed bayonet and charge into the fray.
Yes, because people are demented.
Just watch.
Yes.
And he will think he's doing the internet a world of good.
Yeah, and that's why I'm just going to avoid it, because you can't fix stupid.
And then he'll come back crying that he's tired about fighting idiots.
Yep.
We've been here before, folks.
I'm getting better. I Am Groot, I think we were told it's going to be like a series of shorts or whatever, so that's cool or whatever.
So we're getting 6 15-minute shorts where the only words said are,
yeah.
I am Groot. Wow. I don't know. They really
gotta... James Gunn's idea, so I'll give him that.
They gotta market this a little bit better so that we understand what it is.
Yeah. Ironheart was just a new logo. It does look kind of cool, though.
Yep. Really no comment there. Some of these are, like, so far out. It's like, there's a title to the thing that we're gonna do 5 years from now. Yeah. It's like, wow. Cool.
And we got the first look at Secret Invasion. It's just a picture of Nick Fury with a beard looking scruffy, which, I mean, cool. It conveys tone and whatever, but... This is one of the things I was really hoping Phase 4 was going to be about, and then with now them kicking open the multiverse door, because I guess that was, I don't know. This feels like it's so much less important than it could have been. Because,
it feels like an afterthought.
Yeah, because it's like, this was kind of what was planned originally. The seeds were sown for this ages ago.
Oh, yeah.
But they're kind of sidelining it to a show because they want to put the multiverse all over the movies. They're
throwing it on Disney Plus instead of having it as a fourth branch in the main story.
Kind of dumb. But to be fair, at least we'll get actual spy content. That won't be a shitty 2-hour Black Widow movie. You know, we'll have...
Maybe.
Hopefully it has more potential to actually do more fun stuff because there's more footage and it's longer and whatever.
So that wraps that up, sort of. The next bit of news is that the Marvel Studios Sony Pictures released the second poster and first trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home.
So this is the one that has the invisible Spider-Men that weren't properly cropped out.
Really?
Did you catch? Yeah. So
no, I don't care.
Yeah. Same. So there's some shots that kind of look like they could be.
Oh, I heard something about that.
Yeah, the end shot, one of the end shots where they're clashing, you can see that like where the sight lines are and where the scaffolding is. That like, and then Lizard just gets knocked the shit kicked out of him by nothing. It's like, okay, that's Andrew. We know that's gonna be Andrew.
I heard about that one. He just his head snaps backwards for no reason.
It's like, okay, you guys didn't cut that quite right, but. The one thing I am going to say that I do think is looking good is visually it actually looks solid in terms of like color palette and like framing and whatever. It looks, I mean, yeah, it's like almost entirely fake, whatever, but like it does look like it's less cartoony. I don't know. Something about that looks better. I still don't really care much about this.
Doesn't it come out in like less than a month?
It's December 17th, I think.
Yeah.
So it's really soon.
They've marketed it so much.
And also the poster is another shit poster. The posters for this movie are so bad. The marketing for this movie has been atrocious, honestly. It's really good at drumming up the conversation, but it looks bad. At least for me. I don't know. I will again say on record, I will not watch this in theaters, and I will wait until it is on somewhere to stream, because I'm not giving this thing money. I'm
going very soon, and then I'm going to tell you it's so good that you should go back on your word. Just so you know.
I know. From DCComics.com, Aquaman, a new ongoing comic book series by the creative team of Chuck Brown, Brandon Thomas, Sammy Basri, and Adriano Lucas, will launch out of the conclusions of Aquaman the Becoming and Black Manta in February 2022. When a suicide bomber in Middle America is revealed as an Atlantean sleeper agent seemingly gone rogue, the Aquamen, Arthur Curry, and Jackson Hyde are on the case. But it soon becomes clear that the tragedy was not just a single bad actor, but the beginnings of a much longer and more dangerous chain reaction and the heart of an explosive Atlantean conspiracy. If Arthur's not careful, the secrets he's keeping from Mera, Tula, Tempest, Atlantis, the Surface, and even Jackson could cause a rift from which the Aquamen might never recover. This becoming a dual book is a freaking great idea.
Okay. I don't think I've ever read an Aquaman book.
Good.
He's always like a side character in the Justice League.
New 52 run was really good.
Okay.
Rebirth was pretty good.
Okay.
And then the current stuff that's been going on, the current main Aquaman book is actually the Jackson Hyde book, and it's really good.
Interesting. So are you going to get this at launch?
No.
In February 2022?
No. I'm not hopping on any ongoing books right when they come out. But I have been basically reading the books while I'm in the store and then not buying them because I'm and I've been reading the Becoming, and that has been really, really good, and I really like what they're doing with the characters on the whole. So cool.
Wow.
Shenanigans.
From StarWars.com, Dark Horse Comics is heading back to a galaxy far, far away in 2022. I would just like to say that I found this, it's included because of me. I help with this show sometimes.
Sometimes, when I'm feeling like a generous god, and I include your opinion.
You are that cat on top of a telephone pole.
Yeah, I am.
I see no god up here.
Other than me. Although I would have covered this if you hadn't pointed out, but you beat me to it. Continue speaking.
I am Speed. The storied publisher, which has worked with Lucasfilm on a variety of titles from Dark Empire in '91, which is cool, to The Art of Star Wars Rebels in 2020, kind of reaching for a book there to include, has announced a new line of all-ages comics and graphic novels expanding the Star Wars galaxy like never before. Beginning in the spring of 2022, experience adventures in every era from the High Republic, yay, through the rise of the First Order with new and exciting stories produced in collaboration with Lucasfilm and Disney Worldwide Publishing. Quote, the idea is to build up a Star Wars program that includes an ongoing series as well as an anthology, says Mike Richardson, Dark Horse Comics founder and CEO. Mixed in would be one-shots and specials. We'll see where we go from there. Initially, we will focus on stories featuring the High Republic. End quote. The new comics and graphic novels continue nearly 30 years of partnership created by passionate fans and renowned artists and writers. Quote, Star Wars is near and dear to all of our hearts, and I've been a fan since I saw the original film 19 times during its original release. End quote. Richardson.
Damn, bro, you gotta get laid.
Richardson notes. It's really not a humble flex there. I am thrilled that Dark Horse will once again bring new stories to life from this incredible galaxy. The Star Wars universe has grown over the years, and there's so many new opportunities for great stories. I can't tell you how excited we are to get started. I think you should try. We'll be the judge of that.
So this actually does have me very excited.
There's more to this.
Shit, sorry.
All of us at Lucasfilm Publishing are thrilled to be working with Mike Richardson and everyone at Dark Horse on comics and original graphic novels set in a galaxy far, far away, adds Michael Siglane, the creative director for Lucasfilm Publishing. There are unlimited storytelling possibilities for all ages comics, and we look forward to collaborating with Dark Horse and with the best writers and artists in the industry to bring those stories to readers and fans all over the world. Marvel Comics will continue publishing its line of critically acclaimed Star Wars comics alongside Dark Horse Comics. That's what I was concerned about, is like Marvel already has several lines going like full steam.
Yeah.
And I was really concerned about those with this announcement.
Yeah. So this doesn't totally surprise me, if I'm being honest, because I would say basically since Battlefront 2 and then Rise of Skywalker were the two big kickers, Disney has realized that they probably shouldn't trust the license exclusively to one company or whatever. Hence, we have the games opening up to a bunch of different publishers again. It's not exclusively with EA. And then they have been working with IDW on a bunch of comics. I honestly don't remember if any of them are canon or not. They seem to just be like kind of just like stuff, like just fun whatevers. But those, especially with the High Republic, have been kicking off pretty well. I flipped through a few of them. They look fine. Some of them are like really kiddie or whatever. But it feels kind of like they're okay opening it back up again because we need more Star Wars content that isn't purely just in-house from Disney, and they probably get that or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I really did like a lot of Dark Horse stuff. I happened to get it from the library all the freaking time.
Interesting.
Probably still there. Because there was the Clone Wars Adventures line, which was like the Tarkovsky Clone Wars, but in comic book form.
Okay.
So very childish and not as fun as the cartoon, but like that was really fun. And there was the Old Republic line, and there was a Clone Wars line that I really liked. A very adult book, surprisingly. So I'm hoping they're going to lean into that. Kind of balances off the fairly well-balanced, family-friendly Star Wars books that Marvel's been doing.
Right.
Because they have, we have the Darth Vader line, the Star Wars line, Dr. Aphra,
all the
Bounty Hunter line,
stuff.
and then there's just the floating, like, events and whatever, and the High Republic stuff.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that they kind of want to throw something else out there.
I mean, it just makes sense to me, the consumer, like, have all kinds of different creative teams come up with something pertaining to one subject, and eventually you're gonna get gold.
Yeah.
So,
like, why the hell not?
Right.
Especially because Dark Horse is already fairly experienced with this as well, so that'll help.
And yeah, they've kind of figured out limiting the games to just EA is kind of a really bad idea.
Yeah, that didn't go well for them.
So, yeah, expand your horizons, Star Wars.
Heckin' yeah, dude. So, speaking of expanding your horizons, I don't know how I'm going to make this transition work at all. But do you want to talk about Marvel Studios Hawkeye, episode 1 and 2 from Disney+.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
They expanded the pilot. Aha!
Ah, that was really bad. I love it.
Thank you. I was trying to bail you out.
So this show so far is exactly what I wanted, and this is exactly what I wanted all of Phase 4 to be like. this was kind of always the show that I was the most excited for out of what they had announced. And the run it's taking inspiration from is gold. The art direction is gold, even though they're not paying the guy who did that art, which is bullshit. And definitely puts a bad taste in my mouth. But, like, it's grounded-ish. It's having lots of fun, but it's not, like, afraid of having its own topics. Like, it's pretty silly, goofy, over this top stuff right now. Like, it's a one-eyed dog eating pizza and, like, the mob and, like, literally, like, a tracksuit gang. It's funny. But it has enough, like, meat behind it with, like, Clint having, like, PTSD and the hearing loss stuff and the drama with his family.
The fights have enough weight to them.
Yeah, just enough. It doesn't feel like it's trying too hard in any aspect. I'm really, really digging it. Yeah. Visually, also, aside from some reused Avengers footage and some, like, pretty bad skyscrapers, aside from that, like, it actually looks really good. I'm pretty impressed. We're not talking Daredevil quality here.
Snow is pretty.
The snow is nice. The cinematography is really good. The color grade. It sounds so lame when it's like, you know how, like, normal life or, like, quote unquote, like, normal TV looks like. It's fine. Like, it looks like life. It doesn't look particularly interesting one way or another, but this feels like that. It feels like a lot of this is probably shot on location and with, like, actual lighting. It's not like that flat sitcom studio lighting that a lot of Marvel movies have, and I fucking hate. Like, there's just color. It's nothing really, really in-depth. It's not supposed to be that stylized, obviously, but it's like the shadows are dark, the colors are vibrant, and there are textures. It's basic stuff, but for Marvel in particular, that's a big win. It looks nice. It's cool. The chemistry is really, really fucking good.
Yeah. Kate Bishop definitely seems to get along with Clint, like, right off the bat, and their chemistry, like you said, is right there.
It's really cool because she's one of those sorts of characters that can run the risk of being really fucking annoying.
Yep.
But she's not.
Nope.
She's actually, like, endearing, and you're like, this is cool. And it's such a little thing, but I do have to say the fact that they're not shying away from the fact that she's, like, 22 and not, like, 15 is pretty cool. Mild thing. I hate it when, like, almost 30-year-old actors play teenagers, and it's like, no, she's, like, in college.
Yep.
And Haley Steinfeld's, like, 26 or whatever, playing, like, a 22-year-old. It's like, oh, this is convincing. It doesn't feel like Sam Raimi Spider-Man teenager type shit, you know?
I knew it was coming.
And the MCU does that, too. It's like, these are barely teenagers. You're stretching here. You know, Tom Holland needs to stop having his boy voice. He has a really good, like, normal American voice. You'll use that. Stop making him sound like a squeaker. You know, like that. It feels solid.
That's his Nathan Drake voice.
Yeah, no, literally. It's cool. It's fun so far. I really appreciate that they're expanding on Ronin instead of it just being about Hawkeye, because that was something that was totally fucking skimmed over in Endgame.
Right.
Which was so, it's like, yeah,
it was skimmed over so bad that I was like, who's this Ronin guy? I don't remember this at all.
It's just like, you get there and you're like, well, that was over quick. Like, it looks cool, and there's a lot of story potential there, but, like, are they going to address that? No, there's just too much. That movie just had so much going on. You really couldn't. It's like, well, this is fine. It's a nice way to expand it out and have Clint address the fact. I don't think I'm fairly confident nobody knows that was him. Like, outside of the Avengers themselves and maybe some, like, other heroes or whatever.
Right.
Like, it's pretty evident his family doesn't. That's going to cause a lot of drama. Kate clearly isn't. He's avoiding that fact very strongly. It's gonna blow up in his face, and I'm so here for it, because he's gonna have to address the fact that he just went on a massive fucking murder spree for like 5 years because his family got snapped, and then he just kind of was able to walk away from it because he got re-recruited, and that was like nice to him.
I really like that his family dynamic is really nice. They all get along.
It's so wholesome.
They don't act like a normal TV family and just bitch at each other all the time.
It's like minor little pestering shit, but like that's it.
Yeah, they still like each other. They're just kind of just poking each other, and it's cool.
He has really good dad vibes, you know?
Yeah,
and I have to say the LARP thing was really funny. Like him going to the LARP to like get the suit is so dumb.
I knew you would like that.
It's so funny. I haven't even done any LARPing, like not really, but it's so funny. It's like, okay, fine, I'll put on a fucking show, like whatever. It's just it's nice.
It didn't make sense. I was arguing with it when I watched it because it's like they just assumed that he was a one-hand melee build, and like, let the poor guy be a sorcerer if he wants, or you know, two-handed dex build. Like, let him choose his class and stats and everything. Don't just hand him a one-handed weapon like everybody else has. Don't just assume what our builds are in our RPGs.
Season 2 needs to have Magic Hawkeye. Just saying. No, it's just cool. It feels solid.
Yep.
It's not.
It feels very, very solid.
Yeah, it's like this
looks great. It plays great.
I get why they dropped both episodes as well, and also it makes the timing work better for other releases coming out on Disney Plus as well,
which makes
us happy.
Our show running a lot smoother.
So much easier. Best decision we ever made was covering this stuff. I really hope it finishes out as strong as it's going right now. This is gonna top the rest of the shows. This is what I wanted.
Ooh, that's
the Disney Plus shows.
Yeah, that's a tall order. WandaVision was great.
WandaVision was really good, except all the fucking sword shit was so shit. The villain was garbage. You had the goddamn Ralph Boner bit. Like, stuff like that. That's like, on the whole, it was really good. Everything inside the bubble. But outside the bubble is like, this is not going anywhere. We thought it was going somewhere, and it just kind of didn't.
Right.
And then Falcon and Winter Soldier had so much potential, and then they just kind of threw it away at the end.
It felt like it got
chopped. It got chopped and screwed all over the place. And then, yeah, because that got like really like thematically muddy by the end of it, which is really lame because it started off so strong. And then Loki was kind of all over the place, which I liked a lot, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And What If doesn't even count. That's its own thing, you know?
I won't fight you on that one.
Yeah, that counting that is kind of... I don't know. I really hope that this finishes out like this. It's so good so far.
Yep.
It's fun. It has a good sense of humor. There's momentum. The story's actually it doesn't feel like they're padding it out. There's only 6 episodes, and they just dropped it, so it's going to air over 5 weeks. WandaVision had...
8?
Yeah, it was like 8 or 9. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think, had 6... Was it 6 or 8?
Seems right.
Loki, I think, was like 10 or whatever. That one felt kind of long. I don't remember.
I don't know.
They've been a little all over the place. This feels like definitely 6. Like, this is 2 extended movies type. There's like no fat here.
And then
it's all meat.
We move into Book of Boba Fett.
Whew, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's going to be good.
So what did you do this week?
Good question.
Thank you. I thought about it all week long.
Wow.
I was like, man, what am I going to ask him?
Wow, what has Spencer been doing? How much do you think about me? You absolute perv.
I was thinking about the show and how to improve it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna ask him what book he read this week.
Oh, so this definitely wasn't this week, but I have to finally talk about it because neither you or Colin are kind of getting around to it. I'm going to talk about Eternals.
Wow!
Finally, it's been a couple of weeks.
I was actually going to do it this week, and then editing the show ran too long, and I was like 10 minutes late to the theater, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna go.
That sucks. So I have a written review for this. So Chloe Zhao directed the crap out of this behemoth. The large use of extended sequence flashbacks was really interesting, if at times momentarily confusing. But this does feel like one of the first MCU movies that feels like it actually has time to breathe within its massive runtime. The MCU movies have never been shy from having their 2:15 to 2:30 runtimes.
Yep.
This one actually feels like it warrants it, if nothing else, even a longer runtime, honestly. Eternals has a very precarious line to walk, needing to fall mostly within the general audience style of the MCU, while handling the material better suited for a massive space epic a la Dune or Star Wars. And I think, honestly, this is probably as good as we were going to get. This was, in a sense, doomed because you need it, A, to fit within the MCU, so it has to not fit the MCU formula, but it needs to fit in universe.
You don't really have to. The books, as far as I've read, don't. They're kind of off on their own anyway.
A little bit, but we know how the MCU factory works, you know?
Okay.
And then it needs to make fuck tons of money, which it will only do if it fits fairly well within the MCU. That's kind
Certainly
of the big
helps.
kicker. And it does have a lot of really weird, epic, crazy, nonsensical stuff to handle. So I can definitely see how this might leave kind of everyone somewhat displeased in one level or another. It is definitely a lot more serious than a lot of their other movies. It's a lot more epic and grand. It has a hell of a lot more exposition. But for people who are looking for like a big, epic, exposition-heavy space adventure, it might be a little too... Sloppy sounds really aggressive, but like it doesn't totally nail that either. It has to walk between those two.
Right.
So the action is really good, with unique and clear powers, making for fun and stylish action, and the mostly on-location shooting, absolute horn dog, makes for a much stronger visual impact than any MCU film since James Gunn and Ryan Coogler's movies. Even though, it's like, it's desaturated and shadowy and, like, overcast, it's almost, even the third act is almost all on location. Within reason, you'll get what I mean when you watch it. Like, it feels real. It actually is real, mostly. You know, they're, like, on, like, real grass and, like, real sand and real dirt.
Nice.
That helps a lot. Come on.
Real water, real stars falling out of the space and
real
killing
hot people also helps.
Real asteroids.
Yes.
Destroying cities. Real volcanoes melting everybody in their path.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They literally flew into a volcano.
Nice.
Just like Chris Nolan literally flew into a black hole for Interstellar.
Exactly. Everybody knows this.
Yeah.
Just like in the shitty one where they really went back in time and messed with history and stuff.
Yes. So this isn't going to be a movie for everyone. The very few like hardcore or semi-hardcore like cosmic comic people, which I kind of fit into, will probably be placated. I am at least. And most MCU fans will probably be on board, but like actual generally, so you have like your MCU normies, they exclusively watch MCU, they'll fucking gobble up anything.
Okay.
But like normies, probably not going to like it. A la my mom. Like,
nice.
You know, they're just...
Hi, Mom. Thanks for listening.
She doesn't listen.
We appreciate you being a patron.
But, like, genuine normies are not going to find this interesting. It's just... It's a lot to take in. It is pretty slow, and it isn't... It's really good and stylish, but it's not stupidly flashy. They're going to find it too space opera for their liking, and film critics, no actual disrespect intended, will likely be irritated that it still works within the MCU formula shit. The post-credit scene actually felt worth the wait. Not the end credit scene, but the post-credit.
Okay, I want that stamped in gold and, like, signed by you and dated.
Mm-hmm, because it's one of the only ones I've ever said that.
2021, because holy crap.
Because it's cut from, I think... not quote-unquote cut, but like it takes place during the movie, but if it had happened during the order of the movie, it would have felt wrong. It would have busted the flow entirely. It actually feels like a tease, but not just for the next Eternals movie or an Eternals Avengers movie. It's for another property that feels connected. Trust me, you're gonna like it. You know,
It's okay. I'm speechless that you
and then
aren't bitching about the end credit scene.
And then the actual end credit scene is kind of dumb because then it's like, there
it is.
We're starting the next movie, and it's like, fucking hell. But it does introduce a couple of characters who will be interesting for the future. One of them is horrible CGI. Some of the worst CGI I've seen in the MCU.
Mephisto?
No,
damn it.
Calm down. But Harry Styles is now in the MCU, so that's fun. But it does go somewhere interesting, and I think we're going to get a further retrospective look on the Infinity Saga, which I think we will find interesting because of how the Eternals and other beings relate in the comics. I think we're going to get a cool twist on that, and I'm very much looking forward to that.
So because you said it's the worst CGI character you've ever seen,
in the MCU.
I know exactly... at least what property it's from. It's the Inhumans.
Oh.
I knew it.
Oh, fuck.
I knew it.
Fuck me.
That would actually make sense to have the Inhumans with the Eternals, but they're never going to do that because they've messed up Inhumans so badly.
Yep. So the post-credit scene actually felt worth the wait, and it does continue setting up a story from the movie that is almost wholly disconnected from the Eternals, but it doesn't feel intrusive at all, and it has me like stupidly stoked. Unexpected, but in retrospect, probably should have been expected. It's just linking properties that on surface you wouldn't have thought of being linked, but you're like, oh, that makes sense. It's a really dense movie. I've seen it twice. I do need to watch it again.
I read today it's coming to Disney Plus January of 2022. Like halfway through, like the 12th or the 16th or something.
I do want to watch it again in theaters. I wanted to catch it in IMAX, which I didn't, which was lame. But I do think most folks kind of just need to chill the fuck out and take it for what it was going to be, because the online discourse has been weird. It's like, okay, take into account what the creative team is working with and what the studio needed it to be.
Yeah.
This is probably as good as we're going to get. This is very high up for me, even though there's massive problems with it.
I had no expectations after seeing the trailer because it looked like a musical and a comedy and a family drama and stuff, and I was just like, ugh, I don't know.
One comic relief character I fucking hated. There are seriously flaws with this thing, and not just something that could have been fixed in the editing room either, but like,
my point was just like, I just don't want it to suck. If it doesn't suck, then I'll be fine.
It definitely doesn't suck. I don't know if you'll like it, but it definitely doesn't suck.
That's fine. I'll take it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. What have you been doing?
When it comes out, because of our dime, we're so po. And
as we keep buying omnibuses and not putting food on the table.
Right.
We're literally going gaunt because we keep buying books.
We don't have insulation in the walls. We just put books in there instead.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Because we're poor, when it releases on disc, are you going to buy it digitally, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K?
Fuck.
Steelbook.
Okay, the only things that I get steelbooks for are Halo
and Zack Daddy
Snyder properties.
Oh, yeah.
Good question, actually. I think I'm going to get it in 4K.
Really?
It looks really good. Even the things that I think are questionable in terms of, like, I don't know, lighting or grading or whatever, the designs are really good. I do think it's a really nice adaptation of Kirby's work, even if it is very toned down. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of movies in the MCU. My collection is very weird. I have basically all of Phase 1, most of Phase 2, and then like Phase 3 is like 50-50. Mm-hmm. And they're not putting any of the series on disc. They're never doing that, and I freaking hate it. But like, I think this one's worth buying in 4K. At least for me, so was Shang-Chi, so I can't say anything. And I'm not buying Spider-Man No Way Home.
Shang-Chi was good. I enjoyed the movie, but there were some effects.
Oh, there were definitely some effects that were pretty rough. I'm thinking more in terms of the general style of it and like the costuming and whatever than it just in terms of like sense. Resolution. Yeah, there was some
you want
some pop-in and low-res textures or whatever.
You want the textures from the uniforms and costumes. And stuff.
Like that
makes sense.
I watched the prequels in 4K. Like, yeah, some of it's aged horribly, like the CG and whatever, but like the stuff that isn't like that or the entirely CG shots are so good.
You want to see Obi-Wan's holy beard and count every single glorious hair.
Dude, he's only gotten better looking.
I know.
It's freaky. Anyways, what have you been doing aside from not watching Eternals?
So I read Omnibuses 1 and 2, written by Tim Seeley. Released by Image Comics. So
I have no idea what the hell this is.
Volume 1 is just a collection of kind of like one-offs, like really, really long one-offs, like, I don't know, 50 pages or 100 pages each story. And then Volume 2 collects basically issues 1 through like 17 or something of the comic line, and a couple of like a Daniel or something thrown in there. So the story is, you have this badass babe, Cassandra Hack, and her monstrous buddy called Vlad. He's all deformed and he's got a scary mask on. And they go around the country, kind of like Supernatural, and they hunt down movie slashers.
What?
Like anything that you can think of, like the Jason Voorheeses of murders in the country. They find these gruesome serial killers and they kill the killers. Wow.
That's some Red Hood sounding shit.
It's very much a parody of all of the slasher horror movies.
Nice.
And that's why I burned through 2 whole volumes of it.
That is your thing.
It is my thing. I don't know. It balances out its humor and its gore and its story very well. It just flowed very easily for me, and I just couldn't stop turning the page.
Nice.
As the it was kind of weird with the first volume that they were just really big single issues, and then it changes in the second book to the normal issue format of comic book lines. But I mean, I got used to it because that's more a normal thing.
Yeah.
The second book references all the stories in the first one because they bring back a lot of the characters from those stories.
So it's like Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed?
Kind of like Scooby-Doo, but way more mature. Holy crap.
Ooh, do they actually fuck?
There is a lot of that, and
That's fun.
And nudity and violence and language and all of the things that adults love.
So how did you get through this without, like, crying and pissing yourself?
I don't understand the question. I loved it.
I'm too young for this. I'm
too young to see a ditty and a bad word.
Yeah.
Wow.
How'd you cope?
Lots and lots of copium. I stole it from your stash. I know
Good.
exactly where you keep it.
I was wondering why I was getting a little late. Gotta run to the pharmacy.
I think there's like 7 or 8 of these omnibuses. So it's kind of misleading to call it an omnibus. In real life, it's probably like an inch thick. Like, it's really not that much. The second one had less than 20 issues in it, so it's fairly small. It's like 300 to 400 pages.
Whoa.
Yeah, I burned through them really quick, and I'm looking forward to reading more.
Nice.
I got them through a library app, so I got them for free.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was exciting.
Gotta love those libraries.
The art, Colin would hate this series because the art changes all the time.
That is one of Colin's biggest freaking pet peeves.
You probably wouldn't like it either because you don't like the topic, and the artwork would drive you crazy.
No, it's gonna make me pee myself. I'm too scared.
But
I'm very scared.
I didn't care.
Because you just got bigger balls than both of us.
Sometimes the characters did not look like they used to in the last issue, and whatever. You can tell who it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It didn't detract from the story. So what else did you do this week?
So this was something I was actually really, really looking forward to, and it was kind of ass.
Nice! I love ass.
No, you don't. So I read We Are Robin, which is a 12-issue miniseries written by Lieber Mayho, with a bunch of different artists, mostly by George Corona and...
You said the Corona!
Yeah, and also Robin War, which was like the actual event, which was 6 issues, and then it had a tie-in in basically every Robin and Bat family related title that wasn't Batman.
Okay.
Also written by Lieber Mayho, as well as Tom King. Art was just all the individual lines and stuff. Okay, so basically this takes place towards the end of the New 52. So this is during the period where Gordon, Jimbo, our boy Jim,
Yeah.
you know Jimbo?
Wait, is he still smoking a pipe?
I don't remember. This is during the time period where he is Batman. This is while Batman kind of did the poof memory shit.
Okay, yeah.
So the Gotham's kind of weird. This is also when Dick Grayson was currently being a spy. And...
With a nice ass.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
He always has.
Yeah.
Always will, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really weird status quo stuff. Basically, Gotham is falling into disarray.
No.
I know. It's like every single fucking book.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Because Batman is not the normal Batman. This is also, it is the origin of Duke Thomas, who becomes Signal, who I do really like. But like, basically, it's just a bunch of kids being a street gang of Robins, which in concept I kind of like, because they are encouraged quietly by Alfred in disguise, because he's kind of pulling stuff behind the scenes. He knows stuff is coming or whatever, so he's like setting these kids up with like costumes and some gear and like safe houses and whatever, coordinating them all through text. And because it's a book about kids and technology, it has a lot of text overlay, and by text I mean literal messaging overlay.
Frank Miller bullshit.
it's rough.
Yeah!
But I like the idea. I like the fact that it culminates. It's basically it's Robins versus cops and Robins versus Talons. Because the Talons and the courts are tied to Dick Grayson, who's a Robin, and blah, 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 blah. Basically, I like this in a concept. I really wish we had an actual ongoing Robin series, which we do now, finally. But this thing was really, really shit.
Yeah, it kind of
honestly.
sounds like it.
It was really all over the place. And that was the big problem, was there's some cool ideas, there's some good artists, some good writers, but it was planned really poorly. I don't know if it was on the fly, and honestly, I love Liebermejo's art, and I don't think he's a bad writer, but giving him the main run before and after the event was a bad idea. He didn't. Rough. I don't think he had much of a plan here. He was running by the seat of his pants. So it includes a couple of brief cameos by Jimbo. We got a couple of new Talons, which have some cool designs and stuff. It's the court, but I think this was the time right at the end of the New 52 where I was like, we just did the court. And then we went and did a bunch of other stuff. Why are we back to doing the court again?
Because the court is cool.
It is, but it's getting overdone, and that's ruining it because it is really good.
Yep.
That's why it worked so well the first time, because it was actually new. Now it's just all over the place. But that and the fact that Dick was not Nightwing at the time. He was doing his spy shit, and then it ends with him going back to being Nightwing. And this is right before he loses his memory, which is a whole other bad plot. It's a lot. There's a lot to take in. The characters that we follow in the We Are Robin series aren't horrible. They're very stereotypical. We've got like the jock, and we've got like the street smart kid. That's your Duke Thomas. He's the actual character you like, who follows in later and becomes another part of the actual Bat family. And then a bunch of people whose names I don't remember. They all fit caricatures. Half of them die, like just whole ass like 16-year-old kids dying on the streets because of bombs and shit, which is cool.
That's pretty realistic.
I really didn't like the art though. You're not wrong. What is this, Vietnam all over again? I didn't like the art. I really didn't. I could not get behind it. It was just weird. The proportions were weird. It almost like Kids Next Door type. Is weird. I don't know.
When you said the title, my imagination immediately took it somewhere, like where I was hoping the story would go, and then you told me all about it, and I don't like ass anymore.
Yeah, it was... Not all of it was atrocious. There's some good beginnings in terms of, like, Duke becoming a cool character, because he, like, bounced around foster homes and blah, blah, blah. All that sort of stuff was fine, and there were some nice interactions between Jim and Dick, which I thought was cool. Like, just openly acknowledging, like, I didn't know. I looked away once you got involved, because I knew who you were, like, pretty damn quickly. I'm not stupid. But I didn't want to deal with it, basically. We're getting that whole Jim Gordon's kind of not actually the best guy in the world type stuff.
Yep.
Which is wonderful, because he's not. And
we've talked about that before.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's just nice that, this event had, like, no hype, no fanfare. I didn't even realize it was a thing until, like, a few months ago when I found it. I was like, this happened in, like, 2015? What? And I think that is just, it shows a lack of planning and direction. Because this could be huge, which I think is what they're doing again now, is there's an actual ongoing Robin book about all of the Robins, and you have the Batman Urban Legends book, which is an anthology and whatever, and, like, they're going somewhere with the Robins. This was...
So there's, like, 5 or 6 Robins, right?
So we have Dick, we have Jason, we have Tim. Technically, we had Stephanie very shortly, but she was very, very briefly Robin.
Carrie.
Carrie, if you want to count
just
her.
for my story, I would include her.
Yeah, and we have Damian.
So that's 6?
Yeah.
All right. So when you said We Are Robin, I was picturing, like, somebody's killing off the Robins, and then the last couple have to figure out who's killing them, and it turns out it's the Mad Hatter because he likes kids or whatever, and... Yeah, it was a Black Label book, and it didn't matter. The dead Robins were gonna stay dead.
I don't hate that idea, actually.
There you go, DC. Another $1 million idea for free.
Working off of that idea, what I was thinking halfway through that was, it's actually a test from Batman, which is a kind of generic idea.
Oof.
But, like, Batman making them actually do, like, detective
actually killing
shit.
Robins.
Not No, but like setting up like a whole thing.
I didn't want
with all of
Batman
them.
involved at all. I want it to be just Robert.
Maybe it's just Alfred. I don't know. I just there's a lot.
Alfred's gone crazy and he's killing him.
Oh my gosh. There's a lot of
That's happened before, actually.
Yeah. This was very disappointing.
Yeah.
Because I really like Lieber Mayhew. I like Tom King. I didn't hate all the art. I didn't hate all the characters, but it had to spend so much time trying to get you caught up on so many different things and the state of Gotham and what's going on. And it was like halfway through the We Are Robin series, like the first of the two books, I was like, what the fuck's even going on? We just
Right.
met a Talon. Okay, now what? And then you have to read the event book, and then there's more We Are Robin. It's like, what the fuck?
Ugh.
It's just awkward. It's really awkward.
How much did you spend on this book?
Too much. So each book was like $15, and I bought all 3 of them. I think I got them all off Amazon.
All right.
I don't want these on my shelf.
What's the cover price, you think?
Probably 16 to 20. I accidentally bought the Robin War book as a hardcover, and then I had to return that. That was annoying.
Oof.
I don't want these on my shelf.
Nope.
I have a lot of shit on my shelf too, but at least it's shit I want to revisit for whatever reason.
Yeah,
like I don't know, All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder. Like fuck it, why not? This is like
Because there's a really beautiful 2-page poster in the middle of that book. That's
I was
pretty much
more
it.
gonna say there's like 18 panels of Vicky Vale's ass right in the beginning, but whatever.
I mean, if you say so.
I don't know. Like it's just
Batman and
somehow there's
Catwoman do it on the pier in the rain.
there's like somehow there's more redeeming qualities to this, but I don't want to touch it again. It didn't go anywhere. It didn't really do much interesting. It finally reinstated freaking Dick as Nightwing, and then he immediately got conked on the head, and then Damian went crazy and killed people again. It's like that was way more interesting, and even that was kind of shitty, and that was a whole other thing. Yeah. So what's on that piece of paper? I'm kind of scared.
Actually wrote this review. I think it's the first one this season.
You haven't read anything in a while. Huh?
I have another page.
Uh-huh.
Everything else has been done on my phone. I suck. To whoever buys my notebook in like 5 years because we made it famous, I apologize. There's no season 2 in this.
Damn, bro.
I read Injustice Year 1, written by Tom Taylor.
Oh yeah.
So the story starts out with Joker is bored with always getting beaten by the Batman, so he settles for an easier target, and that would be Superman, of course. Of course.
Yeah, he's the next rung down.
Yeah. By mixing kryptonite and Scarecrow's fear toxin, Joker orchestrates Superman killing his wife, Lois, in case you didn't know Superman lore, and
Louise Lane.
their unborn kid, and blows up all of Metropolis.
Big boom.
So this leads Superman to attempt taking absolute power over the whole Earth, ending all wars, and achieve utopia under his total control. From here, the story kind of feels like DC's version of a civil war. Wonder Woman joins up with Superman because she wants peace, but also because she wants a piece of that ass. The story, Batman, of course, is the opposition, and he's got people taking his side, and Superman has people on his team, and it's kind of just a Superman versus Batman again, because that's happened a couple of times, like once or twice, maybe.
It's happened a few thousand times. I think it's like every time they meet, they exchange blows. Shut up. You get your mind out of the gutter that is between Wonder Woman's butt cheeks, okay?
It felt kind of unique that Wonder Woman is being pretty shitty in this story. She doesn't give Superman an endearing message that she was told to give him because she wants him to be the bad guy because she likes bad boys.
Ooh.
And she clearly knows what they're doing is kind of against what they've always said they're for, but she doesn't care. She wants to do it in the name of the end result, and she kind of feeds Superman into that more and more and more. He kind of looks to her as his moral check. Like, is this really the right thing? And she's like, yeah, do it, more. So it's kind of, I don't know of too many stories where Wonder Woman is intentionally on the bad side of the story, or even selfish, like she is in this. The artwork changes quite frequently, often within the same issue. The foreword of the book hints that the creative team was rushed, and that really sucks because Tom Taylor's stories deserve to be depicted well.
True. He is one of the good ones.
There are a couple of memorable moments or running jokes. So Harley tells Green Arrow it's stupid to call it an arrow cave and that it should be called a quiver, and like everybody agrees and is like, this is dumb, why have we been doing this for years and years and years? So they call it the quiver from then on in the story.
That's great.
She also reuses a joke many times about not needing to explain why she always carries a false mustache with her, and it doesn't get old. It's funny every single time. Flash learns how to play chess on the spot and plays with Superman at super speeds while they discuss what Superman is doing, and it's used as part of the storytelling device, and it's so good. It's definitely, I know for a fact that would be one of your favorite moments because they use the environment for storytelling.
Yeah, that's like instant nut right there.
A couple of spoilers.
Ooh, spoil me, daddy.
I believe it's issue 10 out of 13 or something. Superman murderously and gorily kill Green Arrow. Green Arrow is kill. Is
Where were you when Green Arrow was kill? Sorry, that's a really bad old meme.
Oh no, I love that meme.
You're old though.
I was on my couch eating chips. The phone rang. Green Arrow kill.
No. Jesus fucking Christ, your hair looks great.
Thank you.
Stop that. Stop being better than me.
I believe it's the last issue. It might have been the second to last issue. Alfred takes the super medication that they've been fighting over that basically explains why some of these just human vigilantes can fight Superman because he's an alien god thing.
Yeah.
And Alfred headbutts Superman and breaks his nose. And it's so unexpected and so delicious and bloody and gross.
I love it when Alfred gets sassy. It's so much fun.
Yeah. So I really like this. It was part of the first omnibus that collects Injustice.
Nice.
So I got
There
that.
are, what,
There
5
are
years?
2 omnibuses, and I believe it's 5 years collected. Something like that.
Nice.
I've heard really bad things about the second omnibus because the story drops off a cliff.
I have genuinely no idea.
That's kind of the rumor I've heard, and that's why I tried to double check with you, and you generally had no idea.
Yeah,
so,
for once, I didn't have a fucking opinion.
I know,
right? I was
I'm
like, I
shocked.
actually haven't looked at this.
So that's my review of Injustice Year 1. It's really good.
Very nice. Does Batman still look kind of wonky as shit, though?
Yeah.
That design is freaking weird.
It's a pretty bad suit. It looks like he took, like, saw blades and duct taped them to the side of his head.
No, he is Shredder. That's his Shredder cosplay. Walking can opener.
Yeah.
Do we have any final thoughts?
I mean, you were just talking to your thought.
Actually, I was doing this, but on Twitter. I was actually just...
I was working!
Actually, I was just liking everything Jetpack Comics does because our partners over at Jetpack Comics and Games are amazing.
Nice
They're
transition.
Over in downtown Rochester, New Hampshire. They give us support. We scratch their back. They scratch our back a little bit. They're great. They're cool. They got a lot of fun stuff. They got some fun people. They do lots of fun events around Rochester as well, which is really cool. Go support them. And if you want to support us, you can become a patron over at patreon.com/dimecomicbros, just like Business Casual, Wes Leaton, and Jeff Lorenz, who are our simpy boys, girls, and they give us money. They keep the lights on. They keep calling away. They Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't know where you're going with that
I was
either.
going to try to make some, like...
We don't want to
tying-
pay Colin to go away. We like Colin on this show.
I was going to try to make some sort of, like, tying Colin up joke or whatever, but I didn't connect.
He's probably stuck in someone's sex dungeon. He probably needs
mine.
rescue.
Oh, yeah, we have to pay for the rescue mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it clearly worked for me.
Yes, we got you back, just you came back on your own, and now you go through walls. So, over on patreon.com/dimecomicbros, you get lots of exclusive stuff. You get some clips here and there of really weird shit we cut out of the show. You get to listen to episodes a few days early. You do get the companion podcast to this, the Dime Comic Bros Happy Hour podcast, which is like 30 minutes, not even an hour.
Yeah.
It's been about 30 minutes.
I don't know, the ones I've done are like 15 to 20.
Where we just shoot the shit. We have a drink. We talk about life, stuff we didn't talk about on air, whatever. Half the time it turns into like Colin eating crackers and pissing ASMR, but
And also like couples
counseling.
therapy.
Yeah, it's fun.
For Spencer and Colin. It's like
And then-
they've ended I believe it was Happy Hour 3, holding hands and crying. It was beautiful.
It was wonderful. And also, at certain tiers, you do get some commissioned art done by Colin when we can get him off of his wonderful butt to do some freaking wonderful art with that big brain of his.
His wonderful butt that's tied to a swing right now.
Yeah, mine. I got to get back to him and let him out real quick. Hold on, what was the other thing?
I don't know.
Feel free to visit our website at dimecomicbros.com. And then a super special announcement we have this week, which by the time this episode comes out, will have been teased on social media and stuff. We are starting a new podcast. So technically, we have 3 shows now, but really only 2. Happy Hour is just us drinking.
It still counts. I'm still on the clock, but I get to drink on the clock.
True. So we are launching Dime Gaming Bros, which is Jacob and I doing basically the same thing, but for video games and tech. Once a month, so a little less frequent, maybe a little longer in runtime. It's about the same, but you never know.
Yeah.
Us talking about news in the gaming and tech world, covering any conventions that come up, and going over an in-depth review a piece per month, so we have plenty of time. I didn't get to write mine up as well this time as I had hoped to. I'd started, and I really fell off because I got a girlfriend. I got really busy really
Yeah, I was
fucking
going to
quick.
say, Spencer's going to work on his reviewing skills, whereas I can just easily tell you I liked it, good game, GG, easy.
Yes.
And also, we kind of did this so that we can say the word Batman like 90% less.
True.
Until we get to the Arkham series.
Which
but
we'll inevitably do.
That's years from now.
True. Yeah, so it'll just go up once a month on the first Monday, just same time as the Dime Comic Bros podcast. It is on a whole other YouTube channel. It will be uploaded to the same spot on Spotify. Poke around and find it, as well as on any other podcasting services you may use, like a dweeb, instead of just using Spotify like a sane person.
The patrons carry over, so thank you to Business Casual, Jeff Lawrence, and Wesley Eaton for funding that show as well. We love
are
you guys.
now an LLC or
we are
whatever.
Stretching your dollar so thin, it's great. We are professionals here.
It's like not even like single ply paper, like toilet paper.
No.
It's translucent.
Yeah.
Like we've stretched this dollar.
That's literally the toilet paper at work too. You can see through it.
That's so rough.
It's disgusting.
That's bad. You just got to use like half the roll.
Pretty much.
That's
Just
rough.
roll and roll and roll and roll and roll.
So go show that some love and stuff if you want to listen to us talk about video games and how shitty the tech industry is.
Yeah.
Anything to add to that?
Batman.
Because we will not say Batman on that show ever.
It will be a swear word on that show.
Good. We have to censor it every single time.
I do believe that's it.
Feel free to follow us on social media, as well as all of the new accounts for Dime Gaming Bros, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go like the stuff and do the interaction and feed the algorithm monsters so we get rich and famous, forget our roots, become washed up has-beens, and then get a glorious redemption right before our death. I'm not projecting.
I'm pretty sure there aren't going to be any memes at the end of this episode. That happens a lot when Colin isn't
Usually,
here.
yeah, Colin makes
It's
it a lot
very sad.
easier. Oh, no.
We stay on topic and actually talk about the thing that we're here for.
Weird.
And that's why people hate these episodes, because it's not funny.
I don't know. We're still pretty funny.
Yeah.
Colin likes listening back. He listens back to when we're here without him more than he listens to anything else.
That's because he's scared that we're going to talk about his mommy on air.
True.
And by mommy, I don't mean his mother.
No. Can we talk about my mommy now?
No.
Is it drinking time?
No.
Oh.
All right, so this is me talking normally. Oh, yeah, look at them fatty peaks.
Goodness. You are gonna fucking kill me.
Not actually trying to right yet.
Oh, not yet.
Not
oh,
yet.
Not
Not
yet.
right this minute.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
see.
there have been plenty of times before, just not right now. It's too early for that.
I suppose that's fair.
I don't want to deal with a messy murder. I'm just not in the mood right now.
True, I would not go quietly into the night.
I wrote notes for one book and not the other.
That is fun. Picking nose is itchy. Stop doing cocaine.
But it smells nice.
Something tells me cocaine probably doesn't smell nice.
Probably not, no.
Probably smells like something weird. I have no clue.
I think people don't care what it smells
Probably not.
like. By the time it's
But apparently you
there,
can taste it, and it tastes like cocaine. So
Yes.
I
Every
don't-
movie detective does that.
I really have no idea how that works.